back, but I have to take this trim off and this floor trim off in order to do that. And because I want to get this piece out of here so I can get it cleaned. And I've noticed that since it rained last night, this is all wet down here in the corners. So water is definitely coming down here somehow. So I got to figure that out, where it's coming from. Looks like I missed one fastener here on the carpet. So take off now. So again, in order to pull this up and get this up, this trim all has to come off. So let's get started. First thing is this has to come off. And again, like I said earlier, I have this T45, which is the size for this, but I want to be careful it's not an impact style. And so I will use my wrench instead of my air impact, maybe. Because that's on there pretty good. Okay, good. It's a long bolt. And now that I do have it loose, I can go ahead and use my ratchet here, or my air gun, just to make it speed it up a little bit. It's on there pretty good, and there's this little clip that holds this on here. The other one came off. I gotta make sure I keep it on like so. I don't want to lose that bolt. Now the next step. Let my compressor fill up. And the way you do this is just grab it here and give it a little bit of a pulse, like so, and it all comes off. These are the tabs. Make sure all the steel tabs are still on there, because we'll certainly be reusing this again, and that's as far as you need to go. And that's what it looks like. And I want to clean this all up anyway. And that's the other reason why I want to take this off, is because it needs to be cleaned out. This is an 09 truck. It has a little over 200 thou on it. Seen, quite a bit of road. It's been a family truck. A couple of dogs. Okay. Anyway, this here just pops up like you saw me do it. And now I'll be able to peel this carpet back and peel off this rubberized carpet here. So you can see I'm just going to simply pick this up, and I'll go ahead and do this off camera. So I'm going to take this cargo box, there's one on each side. I'm going to take it out so I can peel this carpet back even further. And it just simply has these torque screws on here, the 4 of them. There's one here, and then there's certainly one on the other side. That way I can peel this carpet back a little bit better. But I did want to show you, there's lots of moisture. It rained last night, and the truck was left outside rather than the garage, and so you can see that there's water down in here. So definitely have a problem with water leakage. Okay, so that'll do the carpet right there, and I'll be able to pull this back now a lot better and clean it up. And I'll do the other side just like I did this one. Also, we've got these plugs. They're pretty solid, and I don't think that there's any water coming up from those, but mainly it's from the back here. And so I'm going to take this off now, and it looks to me like we have these type of fasteners here, here, and probably a couple more over there, and I don't see anything on the bottom. So I'm going to take those off, and we'll kind of take it from there. Here again, sometimes it's not like what you think it is. There's only three of these. One on this side, on the driver's side, two on the passenger, and then there's this odd clip that goes in here, and I was able to just kind of wiggle it and work it around till finally it came. I did not break it, so I'll be able to reuse this, thankfully. But also I'm going to have to take the baby seat connector off, because I'm not going to be able to lift that up and over. It'd be too difficult because these kind of hold it up. So this has to come off. Fastener right there and an odd fastener right there, and then hopefully we can get this thing off. Yep, there it is. So I'll do the other side, and then I'll give you a picture of what it looks like. So on further examination, these odd little hold downs right here for this back panel here they sit in like so. That's how they sit in. So what I was able to do is take my screwdriver there and put it in between these tabs, and just twist it and open it up just a little bit. So you can see it opens up just a little bit. As soon as I get it like right about there, it popped right off with no problem. You'll be able to reuse those again. So let's get this off and get this thing out of here. Okay, finally got it off. By the way, there's 3 of those connectors for a baby carry seat right there. I forgot to mention that. Okay, we're off here, and I'm looking at this for the first time. There's definitely water down in here, so I'm looking for signs, and I see water right there, a drippage, or at least a stain of it. It's not as much as I thought it was going to be, but as I look here, I don't see a whole lot of it. But by the way, these vents right here, you can't plug these vents. You have to have these vents, because when you close the door, you'll pop your eardrums if the windows are up. But these are in here pretty solid, and I don't see any issues with them at all. I know they make some better versions, but these look like the good ones right here. Like these have been replaced already. So according to the shop manual, you have to take the bed of the truck off to get to these things. And of course, I'm not going to do that. But I do, you lift up these tabs and this will push out. So, but again, that's all I see is that. But it rained last night, and you can clearly see the water. So in my investigation looking for leaks, I can see that the rear slider looks like there's a little bit of moisture right there coming from the window. And when I dab in my piece of paper here, can do this holding the camera. Okay, I've got the paper towel in there, and you can see that there's moisture there, and it feels cold when I touch it. Feels cold. So there's definitely a leak from the windows. Matter of fact, you can kind of see right there where my fingers at, you can see water leakage right there. So this back window is what really is the leak, because when I come down here, see there was water right there. I just now wiped it away, which means it's coming from this window. And when I look at the vent here, honestly, I mean, maybe a little bit, even so. This is the driver's vent. I just don't see any leakage at all. So I think I have found the source of the leak. You can see water's dripping off of the headliner right there and dripping down and really causing a lot of water. I haven't seen anything on the vents. However, there's a little bit down in there on these vents. These vents are a poor design, if you ask me. And on the other side, I don't think I see any water coming out of the vent. So just to give you a cap of what I'm doing here, I'm spraying some water on top of this truck to see if I can actually see the problem. And so it looks to me like the problem is most likely the third brake light is the culprit. So in here, I don't see anything. But it is definitely, as you can see, pouring pretty doggone good right there. So I'll stop this experiment, and I'll have to take the shell off and take that all apart and see what's going on. Okay, upon further investigation, a little deeper, this poor truck has several leaks. The main one, of course, is up there pouring out, and I guess it'll come out anywhere. That's going to be the third brake light, which I'll have to deal with when I take the shell off. But the vents were in question, and so I pulled the vent out, and the gasket is just, I don't know, it's like it's deteriorating. You have to feel it. It's super sticky. When you touch it, bits of rubber come off. So I think the gasket on here has failed. And anyway, I think I need to buy 2 new vents, because there was water coming through here. Like I said, it's a silly design, because the vent puts pressure this way on the back here into this small trough, and it's just not enough pressure to seal it. So I guess the worst comes to worst, I could put a a bead of silicone around here and wiggle this thing back in and do that. But I'll see if I can buy some new ones first, and we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's how you get. I've cleaned it all up. It looks really nice in here. I have an idea to sealing this up a little bit better if there is water coming from underneath. I'm not sure. And I have some stuff that will seal up all these screw holes for water that splashes up underneath the truck. And I did vacuum the carpet a little bit, and you know what, it doesn't look too bad. So we're going to keep pressing forward here, and I think eventually we'll get this thing all figured out and sealed up.